Welcome to Crush Hour. Thanks to our sponsor, Mr. McMahon. Tonight, you will witness WWE superstars battling for survival behind the wheel. Let's take you to the action.
WWE Crush Hour is not the first WWE branded video game to deviate from the usual wrestling/sports entertainment formula. That honor goes to WWF Betrayal, released in 2001 for the Game Boy Color. Essentially a side-scrolling beat-em-up much in the vein of Double Dragon or Final Fight, but without any of the fun or even positive aspects that made those games, well, good. Suffice to say, it wasn't one of my more favorable experiences playing video games, so I was a bit uneasy when I picked up this game. How uneasy? Well, it took me about a month after I bought the game before I actually sat down and played it for the first time. So, with nothing better to do one day, I popped the game into the PlayStation 2, gave it a go for a couple hours, and I actually liked it. I actually enjoyed it, had a good time, it was fun. Oh right, the review. So if you're familiar with the Twisted Metal series of video games, then the WWE Crush Hour should feel similar to, as it's basically a derivative of that style of gameplay. The style being you pick up a car, you pick up special weapons, you blow other cars up, and the cycle repeats itself until a winner is declared, depending on the stipulation of the various stage or what have you. There are 30 WWE superstars to choose from. Sorry, I meant there are 30 WWE supercars to choose from, some of which you need to unlock. Each supercar has their own strengths, weaknesses, and their own instant kill weapon that is accessible once you fill your special meter. Of course, you also have your primary laser cannons and a variety of sub-weapons such as the Twisty Rockets. There are also a number of stages, arenas, to compete in, some of which you may need to unlock. You might be noticing a trend here. Some arenas are straightforward affairs where the first player to get a certain number of kills win. Others have more specific objectives, such as this Lumberjack arena where the first person to grab 5 stars win. The game is pretty straightforward. Controls are fairly responsive, easy to learn given all the different functions mapped to controller buttons. It might take a round or two to get the hang of it, but once you do, you'll really have no problems, outside of the rather aggressive AI. Okay, it's not excruciatingly difficult, but they will give you a good tough fight, especially in the later rounds of the season mode. Speaking of which, there's only 3 modes in the game: Exhibition, Season, and Multiplayer. Exhibition allows you to play a quick game, pretty straightforward. Season is the game's alleged story mode and the place where you unlock the various arenas and supercars. And of course, Multiplayer lets you join with a friend in some vehicular mayhem, just like it says on the box. Wow. Oh, by the way, this is a 2-player game. It's kind of lame actually, but I guess a 4-way split screen is a bit of an issue on these PlayStation 2 games. I mean, people had lots of problems playing 4-player split screen on Mario Kart 64 or GoldenEye 007 on the Nintendo 64. Then when we went to this then new era of video games, developers sort of decided that nobody cared about 4-player split screen and decided to focus on online multiplayer, so that a new generation of gamers could be spared from the treacherous agony of socializing with other people. But I digress.
Don't mess with Dead Man.
This is kind of a cute touch here actually. Prior to the beginning of each match, game, whatever you want to call it, you have each WWE supercar entering the arena to their entrance theme with a quick intro from ring announcer Howard Finkel. And you also have WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross doing commentary.
Chris Jericho just snatched the Twisty Rockets. Intense shooting there by Jeff Hardy.
Wow, do we sound bored there, JR? By the way, uninspired Jim Ross commentary is still yards better than anything that comes out of Michael Cole's mouth. WWE Crush Hour's graphics are fairly good. The models seem well designed, there's little in terms of clipping, and everything runs smoothly overall with few instances of slowdown or awkward pauses. The load times are fairly tolerable, a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Hey, the concept is absurd, the setting is a pipe dream for McMahon, and the gameplay is a riff from popular series that nailed the concept a bit better, but still, Crush Hour is a fairly good game, and it's a fun time to have by all. Mind you, if you don't care for WWE, then this isn't really worth your time. It won't change your mind, but even so, if you're willing to give the game a chance, you'll find an enjoyable product with quite a bit to do.